What's up, YouTube? It's your boy the Riot, and on this channel I hope to encourage everyone who has the ears to hear, the eyes to see, and the wisdom to comprehend to become the greatest version of themselves. And in this video we're going to be discussing 10 questions pertaining to trucking. Thank y'all for trucking with me. With that being said, this is a new segment on my channel called Talk With Me, baby. TWM. Truck with me, travel with me, and this is Talk With Me. If you want to see other videos, they'll be linked in their specific categories. So, with that being said, if you find anything in this video helpful, entertaining, or whatnot, go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a comment down below in this video, and I'll get back to those comments with another video, baby. Talk with me. So, right now, I've been going through my comments and I see a bunch of questions pertaining to trucking, specifically with MELTON Truck Lines. So those are the questions that I'm going to be answering today. So this is 10 questions that I'm going to be answering pertaining to trucking, specifically with MELTON Truck Lines. So, I started with MELTON, and MELTON, I believe, is like an awesome company to start with. So if you're looking into getting into trucking, I suggest, if you're thinking about becoming a flatbedder and you need the experience, go to MELTON Truck Lines. Their YouTube page as well as website will be in the descriptions below. So the first questions that we're going to be answering, the best of our abilities, baby, is pertaining to, of course, money. So why do people even get into trucking? Well, everybody has their own experiences. For me, I wanted to travel, get the experience, take my dog around the country, also get money. But the first question that I'm going to answer is pertaining to money, baby. And that question comes from Aaron Joycelyn Shepherd, 5923. This is an awesome question, Aaron Joycelyn. The question is, how much is your net income from MELTON? And what I believe, you may be asking about monthly income net or weekly income net. If you're getting into trucking, you get paid per week, especially if you're working for a mega company. I'm not 100% sure, owner operator, you get paid every day, but with a mega company, you get paid every week. And the question is, how much is your net income from MELTON? So personally, I like to be honest on this channel, and I don't like to expose my pockets, baby. The pocketbook is locked. But I will give you this answer. If you want to get specific answers on money and pay stubs and stuff like that, there's other channels that'll do that. Maybe perhaps Trucker Brown. Actually, one of my favorite truckers when I first got into trucking, Ken V, he exposes his pay and stuff like that. But on this channel, I'm just going to tell you, starting out with MELTON, it's going to be more than you are probably making right now. In trucking, a lot of people transition to trucking from very good jobs, doctors, lawyers, even from McDonald's, baby. We all can get into trucking and make some good money. But I'll answer that question with a mathematical equation, and I'm not gonna do the math. You can do the math. So long story is, when I started at MELTON, I got paid 52 cents per mile, and I drove roughly 1,500 miles, 2,000 sometime miles per week. So if you multiply that times that, well, let's just say, baby, you can get anywhere from 1,500, 2,000 to 2,500 per week, somewhere in that ballpark. But to answer your question, Aaron Joycelyn, you can expect to make anywhere between 1,500 and $2,500 per week, depending on your work ethic and your time management. With that being said, even though, let's say for instance, you run a short week and you only drop off 2 loads or whatnot, you're still making pretty good money, especially if you have multiple sources of income. So that would be one thing. If you're worried about the money when you're first starting, have another source of income if you can. If not, get the experience, and your pay will go up. After a few months at Melton, they do give a raise, a couple cents, and it's not that bad. So thank you for the question, Aaron Joycelyn. So the next question is also pertaining to money, of course, and this one comes from Clarence Jackson 2483. Baby, what's happened, Clarence Jackson? So the question is, it first starts off with a statement: happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. Are they still paying $100 for tarping? Now, from my belief, they are still paying $100 for tarping. And this goes on to the first question about net income. That is also factored into that net income, the $100 for tarping. And I believe that is not taxed, baby. But they are paying $100 for tarping. And I believe that starting out in trucking, that is awesome, because tarping sucks, baby. Sometimes you're in the rain, the snow, the sleet, dust storms. You're frozen, baby. Sometimes the tarps blow away. It's good to get compensated for the work that you do. And some days you feel like, man, this isn't enough to be making this. $100 isn't enough for this. I don't feel like doing this, but some days it's like, hey, this ain't that bad. And compared to other different mega carriers, Melton does provide the highest compensation for tarping. I mean, I may be a little off on this, but there's other trucking companies such as Maverick, TMC, start off at maybe like $45 per tarping. So if you're looking to get into trucking and tarp pay is a significant role in your choice of trucking, Melton does pay about double for tarping than the rest of the competitors out there. And I'm not talking any trash, but y'all suck, baby. Melton's a good company. Pay y'all drivers more. Next question is also pertaining, to income, and that question comes from Abram Gutierrez. Abram Gutierrez 2166. Your boy almost messed that up. I need to work on my Spanish a little bit. Si, senora. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, and this is the third question, baby: did they offer any kind of sign-on bonus? Now, to answer this question as best as I can, no, they didn't offer any sign-on bonus. But do they offer sign-on bonuses? The answer is yes. I did hear cases of sign-on bonuses being offered at different times of the year. When I went, it was in the close to Christmas holidays, and they didn't offer any sign-on bonus, but signing on period and changing my life for the better was a sign-on bonus in itself. Plus the experience traveling, that is a sign-on bonus for me compared to what I was doing at that specific time in life. So to answer you, Abram, they may offer sign-on bonuses, but you asked, did they offer you any kind of sign-on bonus? The answer is no. Your boy, the Riot, did not get any offer for a sign-on bonus for Melton Truck Lines. So Melton, if y'all listen to this, people are looking for sign-on bonuses. And the last question in this segment of financial trucking financial shit. The question comes from excuse me, Wildebeest 27. How much is Coastal Trucks Driving School tuition? Great question. And this is the fourth question. And Wildebeest asks, how much is the tuition for Coastal Truck Driving School? Now, those of you who may not know, and those of you who do know, Coastal Truck Driving School is an accredited trucking college. Basically, it's about a month long, 4 weeks long, every day, no days off, maybe the weekends, but you're going straight to school. You're getting your permit. You're taking your CDL test. You're doing pre-trips. You're driving all within the first week. The second day, we're in the truck learning how to back up and stuff like that and maneuver through cones. And for me, it was a pretty tough school. But to answer your question, truck driving school, Coastal Truck Driving School out of Louisiana is roughly, I believe, $5,000 US. $5,000, the Riot. Damn, where are we gonna get that from? Look, there's also different things that you can do to pay for trucking school. There's grants, and also if you were in the military and are a veteran, as myself, Semper Fi, United States Marine Corps, baby, you can use your GI Bill to go to school, and Coastal Truck Driving School is acknowledged under the GI Bill Act, so they do pay you to go to school. Also, they pay your full tuition. It's only about a month, baby, so it doesn't take that much out of your benefits. But $5,000, an investment in yourself. You pass the school, you make that back before you know it. So that's the price range for Coastal. I believe it was $5,000 whenever I went into trucking, and I made that back times way more in a matter of months. So it was really worth it. If you have that invested in yourself, it's a good deal. So that answers that question. So now we're going into more of a technical side questioning, and this is question number 5. Oh, the Riot can't count. The Riot's truck. No, baby. I'm just getting things in order for you, baby. So the next question is coming from Bob G 8015. Now, everybody that I'm answering these questions, I will tag you in this video, and I hope that these questions are answered the way I hope you get the answer to your questions, baby. And if you get the answer to your questions, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell notification so you can get those new videos when they drop. Shameless plug, there ain't no shame in this game. So the question is, can we choose to drive a stick shift instead of an automatic? Can we choose to drive a stick shift instead of an automatic? And the answer is no, but yes, if that makes any sense. So coming into Melton Truck Lines, all the trucks are in great condition, mostly new, and they're automatic. So I haven't heard of anybody being able to choose a standard stick shift instead of an automatic, except for the exception of million milers. Once you hit 1,000,000 miles, there's a 1,000,000 mile program where you can get your own truck built the way that you like it, and it'll be yours, I believe. You might have to turn it back in, but you can get a manual truck that way. So if you want to start off by going to Melton and driving 1,000,000 miles to get your manual, you can do that. Also, though the trucks are automatic, there is a knob on the side that you can switch from automatic to manual, which comes in handy whenever you're driving over mountains covered in ice, driving downhill, trying not to lose the trailer and fall off a cliff and blow up. It does come in handy putting on traction control and switching it to manual. You can switch it manually by shifting the shifter knob up and down inside of the truck. So that's a pretty unique and awesome factor in trucking whenever you're not shifting with a manual. But plus, who wants to shift, baby? Double clutch. Who wants to do that for 10,000 miles, baby? Not me. But if that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. But the answer to that question, Bobby G, is no. So now we have another question, and this one comes from 90SR27. And he goes, how heavy are those tarps? I'm worried I won't be able to lift the heaviest one. Well, I'm not talking shit, but I am. But by the looks of your profile picture, the skeleton, you might not even be able to lift the lightest one, baby. Get in the gym. It's a skeleton. But let me answer that question. How heavy are those tarps? I'm worried. The first mistake you got there, 90s, is worry. And you don't have to worry about nothing. You might, but don't worry, baby. The tarps range from, I believe there's 3 tarps. One's 45 pounds, one's 60 pounds, and one's 80 pounds. And that's not that heavy weight until you get out into the real world of trucking. Now, in training, it's very easy. I think they may even be a little bit lighter. So you could just throw that up and, call it a day. You'll pass and go on to the next section, driving and whatnot. But in trucking, in the real world, elements do play a part in the weight of the tarps, baby. I'm talking about, you can be in Oregon one day covered in ice, have the tarp, ice gets covered. It just covers your tarps, your whole truck, baby. The next day you're in Wisconsin and it's all melted and you have to roll them up, and they're blocks of ice, and then they have to defrost, and then all the water gets trapped inside, and it goes from weighing 80 pounds to 150 pounds of wet mud, slush, and water. So that is one thing that you would have to worry about, if worried about anything, would be the elements changing the weight of the tarps. So I hope that answers your question on that. But don't be worried. You start trucking, a couple months in, you'll be stronger than the ox, and you'll be able to throw those things back like you're doing the coffee while you're driving. Delicious. So we have a few more questions here, and this one comes from Nick Hernandez, 3172. And this is a good question, and I'm gonna answer this the best of my ability. Hey brother, could I ask, how do they drug test at Melton? I've stopped smoking, but I don't know if I would pass the hair follicle one. The answer to that is they do hair follicle tests at Melton. And congratulations on stopping smoking, because in trucking, I believe that there's no room for drugs and or alcohol, especially if you want to work for a mega company. I mean, in trucking, if you get pulled over and you have drugs or alcohol in your truck, they're taking your license. They're taking you to jail. You're getting fired. And that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous. It's actually good, because you're actually driving around a 78,000 pounds of bombs of metal flying down the road. You don't want to be, drinking or being under any sort of different substance than what naturally comes with you. But they do hair follicle test at Melton, and it's a good thing, I believe. So if you're thinking about getting into trucking, not just with Melton Trucking period, and you're having a hard time, just say no to drugs, throw the shit away, and open up a door to a new chapter in life, and you can thank me later. If this answers your question, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and ring that bell notification so you can get those new videos when they drop, baby. Talk with me. Now, this is a question that I like and I had to figure out on my own. And this one comes from Kazi the Canacorso. I believe I'm saying that right. Kazi the Canacorso. And they say, do they have to see your pet or vet papers? So at Melton Truck Lines, you can bring your pet as a ride along with you. And for those who don't know, check out some of my older videos under the trucking playlist, and you'll see I rode around the country with my dog Artemis. We traveled, ran up and down mountains, jumped in lakes, traversed snow caps, all kinds of stuff. But to get her with me, I did have to show updated paperwork from the vet, saying that she had all her shots and she was good to go. They didn't have to see my dog in person, but they did see my dog in person. Artemis actually became the Melton's mascot for the road dogs, the road dog thing that they got going on there. There's a thing there called the Road Dog Warriors. So the truckers can actually put their dog into a contest, and also, there's Facebook pages where they keep in contact with each other and show pictures of their dogs and stuff like that. So that's like a pretty cool thing going on there. But the answer is no, they don't have to see the dog in person, but they do have to have vet paperwork. Also, with that being said, I believe the dogs have to be over a certain size, because I'm not sure how true this is, but I heard a story about the dogs have to be over a certain size because like the weenie dog, our poodle, I've heard one time there was a driving accident because the poodle or weenie dog got stuck under the brakes and the driver couldn't stop the truck in time. He was like, "Argh!" and fucking ran off a cliff or something like that. And that would suck to get killed over a weenie dog stuck under the brakes. So I hope that answers your question. Then the next question, this is question number 9. How long is the training portion, OTR, after load securement? Now, the answer to this question, and this question comes from also from Kazi the Connoisseurs. I know I'm not saying that right. Comment what the name is. Pronunciate it. But this question is also a great question. How long is the training portion, OTR, after load securement? Now, this question ranges, the answer to this question all depends on the situation that you're in. I believe starting out, the basic time length is 4 weeks of OTR training on the road with a trainer, and that's a long time, especially being in a truck crammed with someone else who lives in that truck and you're just a guest on the truck. But it's 4 weeks long, depending on the situation. Like for me, for instance, mine was about 6 to 7 weeks, and it was an awesome experience. But then over time it sucked because we were trapped in snowstorms for like days on end. 7 days, I believe, we were trapped in Nevada in a snowstorm. We couldn't drive out anywhere. If you go and look at some of my older videos, you can see my OTR training videos, and they show you how long and the process of driving and loading and all this stuff in my OTR training videos. So the answer to that question, Kazi, is 4 weeks, depending on the situation. It can be 4 to 7 weeks. I was there for 6, I believe. And this is the last question excuse me, in the 10 question segment. And this comes from Juan PD8BP. Well, Juan PD8BP, he goes, bro, if I take my car to orientation, would it be useful to have it during training, or should I just fly there? Should I take my car to training, or should I just fly there? Well, that all depends. In my personal opinion, that all depends on where you're from, baby. I mean, MELTON Truck Lines orientation is based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. T.O. Now, if you live in Oklahoma or anywhere close, I suggest you can drive. You should drive. I would drive. But in my case, from my experience that I'm going to tell you, I flew there from Louisiana, and I'm glad that I didn't drive, because I did go through the same thoughts like, should I fly? Should I drive? Should I drive? Should I fly? I almost got in the car and you know what? I'm flying. I'm getting on that plane, I'm flying, baby. And why is that? Because if you think about it, once you're in orientation, there's multiple aspects on why I choose to fly than drive to orientation. And one of the aspects are, after orientation, once you pass, you get picked up by a trainer. You either get picked up by a trainer or they fly you out to your trainer. In my case, they flew me from Oklahoma to Kansas City to meet my trainer. So if I would have drove my car from Louisiana to Tulsa, Oklahoma, I would have had to drive back to Louisiana, take a flight back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, perhaps, and then fly to Kansas City. Or I would have had to drive back to Louisiana, then fly from Louisiana to Kansas City. So I figured, we'll just leave that step of that process out the way, and we'll go direct from school orientation to, getting to work, baby. So that's what I suggest. I suggest that you just fly there. Plus, there is benefits of not having a car there. MELTON is a multi-million-dollar trucking company. We are Class A drivers, top-notch drivers in the world, and they do have a rental van, rental cars there. All you have to do is show your driver's license, sign it out, take it for 2 hours, and come back. And also, there's transportation in the mornings via bus, and our duty drivers there on MELTON orientations truck base. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that these questions were answered. I answered these to the best of my ability. If you found anything in this video, if you found anything helpful, if these answered your questions, go ahead and like this video. It'll greatly help with the YouTube algorithm. Leave some comments down in this video. Our questions, I'll get back to you on those questions. Leave some comments. Share the video if you're feeling love, if you're feeling like spreading the love. Also, subscribe to this channel. It's your boy, the Riot, and this is the first episode of Talk With Me. I'll be talking with y'all soon. Also, check out my other links. I have Nepal travels, that time in India, and also trucking videos, all in different playlists. It's your boy, the Riot. Thank y'all for trucking with me, traveling with me, talk with me, truck with me.